Steph, can you sort of recreate the move that you put on Tyler that kind of cleared the path for that three ball?
It's stuff, I mean, I hate to say it, it's stuff you work on in the summer. My trainer already texted me and called out the pattern. It's reps that you do all summer long. That just kind of comes out based on reads and stuff like that. So just make a play.
What was your general mindset when you guys came back into the game? You, Draymond, Klay, it's a 4-point game, and within a couple of minutes, it was 11-point game, you guys.
Just bringing the right energy on, especially on defense. When we get stops, when we get stops and we don't foul, I talked about it after the Suns game. We're tough to stop because in transition, you got three guys that can push, you got spacing, and a lot of options. So, even if they're scoring tough shots, take it out and keep it moving. The flow of the game is right where we want it, and that helped. Obviously, shots went down, but it's more the energy that you create on the defensive end that get us right in our comfort zone and close out the game like we did.
Considering, obviously you guys had a long run to the title last year, condensed summer, accomplished the goal you wanted to. Did you wonder at all this summer if you would feel fresh to open this season?
Not really, just because we've had experience of what that quick turnaround is like. I know we're, a little bit deeper into the career, but you still understand how to kind of pace yourself mentally and physically over the summer to get sharp and get right. And then, I think it is more the mental of trying to get to that competitive level you need to be at to win games in the regular season, and then prepare for a playoff run, which is a long way away. And then for our young guys to embrace what that journey looks like from day one. That's what you're trying to kind of connect, and we've been a little inconsistent on that early in the season, but we obviously shown we can get back to that level.
Draymond said one of the scariest aspects of your game is that you're still improving at this stage. What areas of your game do you feel that you're still working on that are still getting better?
There's not it's just doing what I've been doing and trying to stay as efficient and consistent with it. And that's how you extend, your prime. It's not like I'm adding really anything to the toolkit. It's just you stay sharp, stay again efficient. I have a certain expectation of, what that looks like. And then your conditioning and recovery is probably the biggest thing, making sure you're fresh night in, night out, because that's the harder part to manage with everything that's going on and off the court and inside and outside the locker room.
Klay just ended his press conference by saying that how hurt he was hearing Barkley say that his game was slipping. Now, Barkley said both Klay and Draymond's game, I think, was slipping a little bit, but specifically about Klay. And he said, well, no kidding. I've been out. I've been hurt with 2 major injuries last 2 years, and I think I contributed a lot to the postseason run too. Do you guys check in with Klay? Did you hear Barkley say that? And just where do you think Klay's frustrations are? We saw it come out in him getting thrown out. Just where do you think Klay is emotionally now after all these things happening?
He was in a great place today, from shoot around to tonight. Just wouldn't stop talking all day, pretty much. I had a really good energy about him, and understood that he could bounce back from a rough night. In Phoenix, the comments are, part of our success, right? You're always going to be in the spotlight, and people care about how you're playing and care to comment positively or negatively because they know that'll move the needle. And when you say certain names, people are going to pay attention. But it's interesting just because certain guys kind of forget what their careers look like on the back end. So you can kind of cast and throw those stones, but Klay's still in here, like you said, helping us win a championship after 2 hellish years he had. And I think now it's balancing for him just the expectation of what he was before the injuries, what he can get back to, all the while maintaining, his impact on winning. I'm sure he's, comparing to, the stat lines and, percentages and all that. But I think I heard Coach talk about it earlier. He's gone through this, even before, the injuries where slow starts don't really hold him down, don't kill his confidence. When you come off a championship, you have such a hunger and desire to get back, to what he wants to be personally. And he's going to get there. It's just a matter of, sticking with the program, the time that he puts in, his competitive fire that comes out, every single night. And, he's going to make shots. We're not worried about that. It's just, it's a long season.
You? Okay. How consciously were you looking for Klay? It seemed like early in the game, and then again in the fourth when he hit that 1-3, the next time down, you had room to get your own shot, but you were clearly looking for him. How much do you sense when he kind of needs a spark or a pass to get himself going?
I'm very aware of it. The flow of the game is kind of, I think me and Draymond take that responsibility the most because we have the ball in our hands the most to be able to play make. And obviously I have to balance whether I'm trying to get my shot or feel the flow of it. And even if he's missing, he still draws attention. So you still have to keep him engaged because, the defense is going to respect him and it's going to open up other stuff. So there's a nice balance to it. And we've done it for 10 years now. So, you kind of understand the vibe and the way he came out in the first beginning of the third quarter. He made 2 quick ones, got the crowd into it and kind of gave us, a good boost of energy, which we needed coming out of halftime. I mean, a good rule of thumb is to get Klay shots. That's usually a good decision. Most nights.
So reconcile this for me. Draymond says that you're still improving, which he's somewhat amazed by. If I heard you correctly just now, you were saying, I'm not really improving, I'm just maintaining. So what does Draymond have wrong?
It's just the outside versus the inside. I don't feel like, me getting better is continuing to do exactly what I've been doing, despite what people think I might not be able to maintain that. So we can open up the dictionary and find different adjectives. But for me, improving is challenging yourself to maintain that level because there's different hurdles you have to overcome with every year that you play, with the miles that you put on your body and all of that.
But does the game not come easier to you now than it did maybe a year or two ago? Simply, and I say that just because it looks like things come easier to you, or you see more things, or it's just there's a natural flow to your game that not to say that you haven't had it, but it looks to me like your game has evolved.
I mean, yeah, that's the mental part of just always feeling comfortable out there, no matter what type of defense you see, no matter what the game calls for. I think getting stronger definitely helped. Now you can say I'd improve there because you can withstand a lot more physicality and stuff. We talked about that a lot last year. But I'm, I guess, stubborn enough to think that I can do this for a lot more years, and trying to prove that every day with the work that I put in and the way that I approach the games and trying to make it look easy, even though it's not.
One last thing, Draymond also said that you had irrational confidence before, and now you have more rational confidence, which I believe is simply you're capable of doing everything that you try to do. And maybe at one point you were trying to do things that were a stretch. That's the way I interpreted it. Do you agree with that assessment?
I think I'm blessed with the way of approaching the game, the way I see it, that the irrationality that was behind it was it hadn't been done a certain way before. And you try to create that almost. Once you do, there's a rationality that comes behind that it's just that's what the expectation is for me personally. I know what work goes in to make that a deserved confidence out there every time I play. And you try to, enjoy what you do, because you want to win, you want to enjoy the competition, and the comparison is always to yourself. So I love that part of the journey.
Stephen, did you? Oh,
Oh yeah, we've talked about the 11-man rotation that you guys have, and that'll kind of push somebody to the edge. Right now it's Kuminga, DMP tonight. How are you seeing him kind of handle that? And I guess just what are your as a veteran, what are your thoughts on that right now?
I hope he's pissed off about it. I hope he's frustrated, because that's what's gonna make it worth it when it comes his way. Maybe there's some comparisons to even me, Draymond, and Klay, like what we went through our first couple of years. I got a couple of DMPs my rookie year, and then we weren't really playing for nothing after December, January, and I got some burn. Klay was playing behind Monte for a while. Draymond's playing behind D. Lee. There's guys that David Lee. There's guys that are who we are now with having been patient and just kept our head down at the beginning of our careers. And you see the finished product or the now product, and it's hard to tell somebody, hey, 12 years ago, like went through a similar situation, because we've had success and had championships, and he's tasted a little bit of that. But that's all you can do is keep preaching that, knowing that that's how the league works. Things change really quickly. He's put in a lot of, great work, great approach to it. And he's playing for a coach that really is going to maintain that perspective of your time is coming. It's not like, you're getting demoted or anything. It's just, be patient. So we've all gone through it, and, his time is going to come.
wondering if you heard what was said in the latest case of Andre DeAndre this morning.
I did. I definitely did.
What were your thoughts when you heard that?
He's a smart man. And he's a great negotiator. That's why he is who he is.